If you're visiting Paris for the first time, this video is made for you. Bonjour, it's Théo. If you don't know me, I'm French, I'm living in Paris. And more than 2 years ago, I created French Guy Théo on TikTok and Instagram to help you visiting Paris, exploring the city, and to share with you the French way of life. And in today's video, I want to give you a few tips if it's the first time you're visiting Paris. Whether you're coming for tourism, or even if you are staying for a few months, it will still be good for you to know all those tips. The third thing to know if you want to visit Paris is what is the best time of the year to visit? What's the best season to be in Paris? We are in Europe, it can be rainy, it can be a bit sunny, but it's not like the big beautiful Mediterranean weather like you can find in Marseille or Cannes. You maybe think the best season could be the summer because it's the vacation time. July is great, but August is not really the best month because most of the restaurants are on vacations during the 2 last weeks of August. So you could be in the middle of the summer in Paris, most of the places are closed. You can still enjoy a lot of things, but many restaurants are closing for like the end of August. I would really recommend to try to come to Paris for September or October, because it's not too cold, it's not too rainy. You still have the heat of the summer that is going on September, and everything is open because this is the start of the new year for the school. So everyone is back of vacation. I can also recommend May and June. I think it's perfect because it's the spring, you have the sun, everything is open, you have many activities to do. You can get in the terrace outside of the restaurant. It's perfect. But don't worry, even if you come like on January or on November, I don't know, it will still be really good. You have so many things to do in Paris that you will always find something interesting. After choosing the time of the year, where are the best hotels? What is the best places, the best areas to stay, especially for tourism? The best is to be close to the center, because most of the interesting places are in the center of Paris. So if you can get in the Marais, it's great. Or even if you can have the line 1 of the metro, which is crossing Paris from side to side. If you can get this line of the metro, it's really easy to get to the center. So you can have an hotel in La Défense, the business district that is out of Paris, because it's easy to get with the RER or the line 1 to the center of the city. As I said, the best places are in the center, because on the edge of Paris is mostly residential. You have two sides of Paris, the right bank on the north, and the left bank on the south. I won't recommend you to go to the northeast, like near the 19th arrondissement, close to the edge of Paris, because it can be a bit dangerous, a bit unsafe, especially at night. But if you stay close to the center, it's really good. If you are coming to Paris for the first time, you will have to see like the biggest highlights. The best monuments like the Tour Eiffel, the Sacré-Cœur, Notre Dame. It's your first time, you need to do the touristic stuff. Don't lose too much time in each touristic places. Usually you have like the big monuments, you take your pictures, you can see it, and then you go exploring the different streets around. Because the most interesting restaurants, stores, shops are in the little streets. Check the location of each monument. Try to do like one district a day. I think this is the best way to explore Paris. One day you can explore the Marais, the other one you do the Champs-Élysées and the Tour Eiffel. This way you won't have to take the metro all the time because all the monuments and the best places in Paris are usually close to each other. So you can do each one of them just by walking. It's really a city at human scale. You don't have to take the car, you don't have to take the metro all the time. So I really recommend you to wander in the street, to get a bit lost. After taking your pictures of the most beautiful monuments, don't hesitate to leave them to go to the small streets because you will find a beautiful park, a beautiful statue. There is always something beautiful, something really charming in each street of Paris, and I really recommend you to take your time to slow down your trip. I think to really feel the vibe of Paris, you need to take your time. When you're exploring Paris and you get to a beautiful restaurant, you need to understand how the restaurant works in Paris. In Paris, we don't have like a tipping system. It's not like in the US where you have to tip the waiters. In France, the wage of the waiter is already included in the bill, but if you can, I really recommend to tip because everybody will love that. The waiter usually have rush hours, is working all the time, and it's always a good way to say that you appreciated the moment. So don't hesitate to tip. All the restaurants in Paris have to give you free water and free baguette. You will have free bread in the restaurant and also free water. And to get the free water, you need to ask for a carafe. Une carafe d'eau, a water carafe. It means that you will have tap water. Because if you ask for a bottle, they will give you like a bottle that you have to pay for. Always ask for a carafe d'eau to get the free water. Also, something important to know is to avoid the tourist traps. Many big restaurants will be overpriced for tourists because they are located like near the Tour Eiffel or near a famous metro station, and you will find water bottle at 7 euros. But the good thing in France is that even in the overpriced touristic restaurant, you can still find good food. After the restaurant, you can also find tourist trap in the streets. It can be pickpocket, it can be people trying to ask you for money for a charity that doesn't exist. Be careful when someone is coming to you in the street. Usually they just want to ask you money. Also, you will find a lot of souvenir shops in the street, like people selling little Tour Eiffel, and it's usually overpriced. Don't buy it there, don't buy your souvenirs in the street. Go to a souvenir shop or buy a more beautiful gift that you can find in other stores. We hear a lot about pickpockets in Paris on TikTok, but I think the area where you can find them is in the metro, especially in the line 1 or the line 9, because they are coming to famous touristic places. Sometimes it's like the same group of girls, like young girls that are like 15 or 16 years old. You can always find several of them, and they are just stealing things from your bags. So keep your things in a zip bag, keep your bag close to you, don't just let your phone on a table of a restaurant or in an open tote bag. Talking about the metro, we need to talk about the transport in Paris. When you are from the airport, I think the best is to take like a Uber or a taxi. It's a bit expensive, but it's the easiest way. You can also take the RER B to go to the center. And in Paris, even if you can have some problem in the metro, like it can be late, the metro system is still really efficient because you can go pretty much everywhere in Paris with the metro. You can check the app Bonjour RATP to see the best directions, or even on Google Maps. And when you want to take the metro, you will have to get a ticket. You will find some machines to buy the tickets in the metro station. But if you're staying for a few days, the best way to get some ticket is to go to the counter and ask for a Navigo Easy card. You pay it for 2 euros and then you can buy tickets and charge them in your card and use it to take the metro. This is the easiest way. I think that you can even charge tickets with your phone on the Navigo Easy card, but I'm not sure about that, but I think it works. So that's it for most of the main tips about visiting Paris for the first time. If I can recommend you some neighborhoods to visit, it could be like the Fifth, that is really beautiful, many monuments, really typical district. Also Montmartre because it's beautiful with the Sacré-Cœur. The 9th arrondissement is perfect to find the best restaurant. And of course the Marais area, the 3rd and the 4th. It's just so charming. If I have a main tip to give you, it would be like to wander in the street, to take your time, to really slow down during your trip to Paris. Many people are just trying to do everything all the time, everything in one day. Paris will still be there, like you can visit it again. It's better to just visit a few things in Paris that you will really appreciate and you will really feel the vibe of Paris than just catching a few monuments to take a picture and you're not even enjoying the real life of Paris. Near some touristic monuments like the Tour Eiffel, it's not the real Paris. You will have beautiful stuff, but it's really touristic. And if you want to feel the true vibe of the city and the people living here, you need to get in the small streets, the small neighborhood. And if you want to visit Paris, I created for you many guides of the city that you can find on my website. The link is in the description. You can also find maps of Paris to get all the best locations on Google Maps. And if you don't already know it, it's been more than 1 year that I'm writing twice a week some secret letters about Paris and the French culture. I send them by email, you can receive them directly into your inbox, and it's completely free. So if you want to get more tips about Paris on Mondays and Thursdays, the link is in the description. And of course, if you want to explore Paris and discover the French way of life, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. I post every single day, so see you tomorrow.